Hey guys, HDV here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be ranking some more things to do with Pokemon. It's all about Ashy Boy, the protagonist of the Pokemon anime. I'm going to be ranking every single one of his Pokemon from Generation 1 to Generation 8 from the best to the worst. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Make sure to leave a comment as well with anything else you'd like me to rank to do with Pokemon. You guys seem to enjoy these videos and I love doing them. Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new. We do daily Pokemon content on this channel. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this was the list that I found. I didn't make this. There's some lovely person on the internet made it already. And their tiers are Best Pokepal, Amazing Pokepal, a Good Pokepal, a Meh Pokepal, and a Terrible Pokepal. So it's all about them Pokepals. And yeah, it has everything from Generation 8 as well. I managed to find everything from Gen 8, I think, anyway. It's got up to Galarian Farfetch, so we got the Riolu there. Like I said, Galarian Farfetch there. I think all his Gen 8 Pokemon are there. Gengar's there, Dragonite's there. So yeah, all of his Generation 8 Pokemon are in there, so well done, anonymous stranger on the internet. Thank you so much for making this. Really cool. The only problem with this, though, is it doesn't have its, like, pre-evolutions. So for example, the Charizard line, it only has Charizard, so it doesn't have Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, which is interesting because there's some Pokemon that I really enjoyed their pre-evolutions, and then when they evolved, they just kind of went a little bit downhill. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, we're starting off with, of course, his starter Pokemon Pikachu. I mean, I think Ash's Pikachu's pretty up there, top tier. I mean, it's beaten a few legendaries, beaten a few mega Pokemon. It's been with him since the very beginning. I think it'd be an absolute travesty to not have it in as a best Pokepal. I think people would literally come at me with pitchforks, spears, fires, everything like that if I didn't put Pikachu in the best Pokeball there. So that's up there. Next up, we got the Kanto gang. We got Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charizard. Squirtle, for me, you know, loved it. I thought it had that comedy factor. I loved the whole Squirtle Squad episode. It was really cool. And yeah, even though he never evolved, Squirtle was still one of Ash's best Pokemon in my opinion. I think he's definitely up there and amazing. I wouldn't say he's like one of the best like top tier, but he was an amazing Pokepal for Ashy Boy. Bulbasaur up next. Bulbasaur I had more of a soft spot for. I really did enjoy the Bulbasaur episodes. Also seeing him again in the Alola anime and how happy he was and stuff. That was a really nice little moment. But yeah, just like Bulbasaur's episode where he found him with the hidden garden or the secret garden or whatever, and then the episode where he tried to evolve. I don't know, Bulbasaur's just always been back to help out Ash. I think it definitely deserves the best Pokepal spot. I mean, it has to. Bulbasaur is one of my favorites of Ashy Boys' collection of Pokemon, so definitely up there with the best. Next up, we got his Charizard. Again, Charizard's whole story has been so cool. Obviously, having him as a Charmander, saving his life, and then him evolving into Charmeleon, defeating all those Executor, not obeying him, going into a Charizard, still not obeying him, and then obviously losing to, I think it was a Poliwrath or something, and then obviously Ash nurses him back to Earth or something, or whatever. Loves him after that, and then ever since then, has been one of his best Pokemon. Been called on multiple times throughout the anime. Such a cool mon, such a cool backstory. Ash's Charizard has to be in the best Pokepal tier. I don't even care. It has to be. This isn't even because like Charizard's a great Pokemon and I love it. It's just literally the joy that it's brought me from watching the anime. It's got to be up there. It would be wrong to not have it up there. Next up, we have his Snivy. Yeah, Ash's Snivy never really did it for me, you know. I wasn't really ever a huge fan of it. I really thought it was going to evolve for sure, but yeah, the fact that it didn't was always very interesting. I don't think it was anything ever to shout about. I had a couple of good battles, couple of bad battles. I think it was a relatively meh Pokeball for me. Pokeball, you guys, well, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think that's gonna have to go into the meh tier, to be fair. Next up, we've got the Totodile. Ash's Totodile was such a cool Pokemon. The comedy factor that it brought to the anime is just second to none. Absolutely loved his Totodile. The amount of funny like faces and pictures of it just in the anime is so great. It might not have done that well like in the competitive battles and stuff, or any of the battles really, but just for the sheer joy that it brought, I think it has to be an amazing Pokepal. Can't speak English apparently, but it has to be up there. Next up, we have Ash's Taurus. Well, his 30 Taurus that he caught in the Band Safari episode. A lot of people don't really remember when he caught them all. That's because it was a banned episode. But yeah, we have Ash's Tauros next. The only problem with Tauros is that it was kind of cool him having to catch 30, but at the same time, what I never understood is how is he catching 30 Taurus, which are difficult to catch, but then he can't catch like any of these other Pokemon. It's just kind of always baffled me. But he never really used them, to be fair. The whole kind of point of just the fact that he caught 30 of them, they never really did anything. So in my eyes, it was a terrible Pokepal. Just never really shined throughout the anime at all. Next up we have is Infernape. Obviously, very similar story to Charmander. Obviously had a bad trainer and then evolved him, and then, you know, did like a battle and everything with him. Really cool. Obviously had the blaze ability, which he definitely used a few times, but no, I definitely loved Infernape. I thought it was a really cool Pokemon, definitely in the best Pokepal tier for me. Next up we have this Phanpy that evolves into a Donphan, which I do believe he hatched from an egg as well. I liked Ash's Donphan. I liked his Phanpy as well. I don't know if it's Phanpy or Phanpy. I've always said Phanpy, but it could be either, I don't know. But yeah, I've always had a soft spot for it. I always thought it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna put that in the good Pokepal tier. I like Donphan, it was a good one. Next up we have Ash's Apom. Yeah, interesting really, because it evolved with Dawn, didn't it? I think, maybe? I'm pretty sure. I forgot a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure it evolved with Dawn, which is always interesting, because if Ash kept it, obviously he could have got the Ambipom. But I'm never really a massive fan of it. It was just kind of a meh Pokepal for me. It just never really shined in the anime for me at all. Next up, well, we have Ash's Greninja next. I mean, if I put that there, or there, all hell would break loose. Obviously, it's one of his best. The Battle Bond phenomenon, it was such a cool thing to have. And that close to winning the Kalos League. Before obviously winning the Alola League the year after. Well, I don't even know if it was the year after, because apparently Ash doesn't bloody age. But yeah, we're going to put Ash's Greninja there. Obviously have to. Sad little release story as well. Hopefully he does come back in the Pokemon Sword and Shield anime. Fingers are crossed for that. But yeah, it has to be in the best Pokepal tier. Next up, Boldor. Again, just kind of meh. Not really a huge fan of it. Never really did anything. Really cool. I think it was actually supposed to evolve into a Gigalith. But I think the animation team actually had trouble animating it, so they just decided to scrap it, which is a cool little fact for you. I'm pretty sure that's true anyway. I've heard it along, like, doing all my Pokemon videos and stuff. I've heard that quite a few times, so I'm pretty sure that is true. But yeah, he was supposed to evolve it into a Gigalith, but because the animation team had such a tough time doing it, they were like, nah, I'm not doing that, mate. You're just going to keep it as a Boldor. So yeah, unfortunately, it does stay as a Boldor. Wasn't really anything good. Next up, we have Torterra. Again, like, I really like Turtwig, but I don't know. Torterra, I think he lost quite a few battles, really. I don't think it ever really did anything. I think it was kind of a meh Pokemon, which is kind of mad, because obviously it's a third evolution star Pokemon that Ash got, but at the same time, it didn't really do much. And I'm not the biggest fan of Torterra anyway, but yeah, just never really clicked for Ash, unfortunately. Next up, though, we have Unpheasant. Yeah, just gonna put that there. Unpheasant, awful Pokemon. I think it literally has one of the lowest win to loss ratios for Ash's Pokemon. Was never good at all. So yeah, definitely in the terrible Pokepal tier. Next up we have Oshawa. Very similar to Totodile in the like comedic thing that it brought to the anime. And obviously if it's bringing that, then obviously it's got to be pretty up there in the high tiers. So I think I'm going to stick it with Totodile. I really did like Oshawa. Bless his little scallop as well that he lost and stuff. I bloody love Oshawa. Next up we have his Crocodile. Really cool Pokemon. Probably his best Generation 5 Pokemon, apart from when like Charizard came back and stuff. But yeah, I always liked Crocodile with the glasses, everything like that. Really cool. Very much a little shout out to the Squirtle, I think, with the shades. But yeah, Crocodile for me, really cool mon. Definitely an amazing Pokepal. Put him up there. Next up, Big Knight. Big Knight, one of my least favorite Star Pokemon evolutions. God, it's horrible. Look at it. Yeah, not a huge fan of it. I love Tepig, but yeah, when it evolved into Big Knight, if it evolved into Emboar, might have done more, but for me, terrible Pokepal. Never was that good. Next up, we have Swellow. Swellow was a pretty good Pokemon, you know, and I'll never forget the episode where Pikachu literally electrified it, turned it golden, and then they beat I can't remember. Oh my god, what is it called? Tazan. I don't remember the Gen 3 double battle gym. Oh my god, is it Ty and Liz, something like that? Anyway, yeah, that was the dumbest thing ever. It just worked. I don't even know anymore. I think it was a good Pokemon though. I did like his Swellow. I thought it was pretty cool. Next up we have Vanni. Yeah, even though Vanni had like the full evolution line, I never really liked it that much. I thought it was quite a terrible Pokemon. but I wouldn't put it there. I mean, it's fully evolved. I know, like, Pheasant is as well, but I don't know. I guess if I put Taurus, I only put Taurus in the terrible Poke tier because he just didn't do anything. I mean, nah, I don't know. I'm going to leave it there for the time being. I don't think Vanni did really much. Negando is up next. Negando was a really cool Pokemon. We just didn't really see it that much. Obviously, we had the Poipole, and then he released it, and then it came back as a Negando, and then he used it for a battle, or a couple battles, and then that was it, and then he lost it again. So, yeah, I don't know. Negando, I liked it. I think it was a good one. I don't think it got enough screen time to really make it into the amazing or the best tier, but it definitely was really, really cool. Ash's Riolu, I absolutely love. This has obviously become a Lucario very, very soon. Might even be a Lucario by the time you're watching this. Obviously not when I upload it, but like, let's say you're watching it 2 weeks later, could have a Lucario by now. But I really, really like Ash's Riolu. I think it's going to become one of his best Pokemon. I feel like it's going to have a similar storyline to like Ash's Greninja and his Lycanroc, because every year now he just seems to be getting a Pokemon with like a special trait. Like, say, you got Ash Greninja, then he got the Lycanroc that obviously no one else had ever got before, and then obviously now he's got a Riolu. We already know he has that kind of like aura bond kind of thing going on from like the movies and stuff. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to have some sort of special Lucario, which is going to be really cool. Next up we have Ash's Scrafty. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I kind of meh, to be fair. I would have loved this to have evolved. It would have been so good. I don't know who's in charge of what evolves and what doesn't, but they would have done an amazing job if they evolved Scrafty into Scraggy. Oh no, Scraggy into Scrafty. That would have been really, really cool. Next up though, we do have I forgot your name, Staraptor. There we go. Bang. Staraptor really did like, as well as Talonflame as well. I think I liked the Staraptor a little bit more. So I think I'm gonna put Staraptor into amazing, and I think I'm gonna put Talonflame into good. I don't know. I did quite like both of them. But yeah, Staraptor for me just a little bit better. Weasel is up next. Dawn's Weasel, yeah, definitely just not great in the slightest. Wasn't a fan. Didn't evolve. Lost Apom. Lost the evolution. All that stuff. Yeah, Weasel for me was kind of terrible, to be fair. I mean, it was pretty cool, but for me, it just wasn't good enough. Ash's Butterfree. Oh, gonna hit me in the field like that. Ash's Butterfree didn't actually do loads, to be fair, but just because of that episode, man, that poignant episode, it's got to be at least in the amazing tier, man. I mean, I'm never gonna forget that episode. One of the saddest episodes ever. Like, Bye Bye Butterfree, watching that as a kid with that music playing in the background. God, nah. It's I still, to this day when I watch it, man, it's just still a bit like emotional, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how an episode can do that after like 20 years. It's mad. Next up we have Palpato. Yeah, for me, terrible. Definitely didn't like Palpato in the slightest. Again, would have been cool if it evolved, but it just didn't, so I'm not a fan of that. Corphish up next. Ash's Corphish. Again, would have been cool to evolve this, just like the same as like Krabby evolving into Kingler. But yeah, Corphish, it didn't really do much. I'm going to say that's kind of meh. I don't know, each to their own, but wasn't a huge fan of Corphish. Next up, we have his shiny Noctal. Obviously, it being shiny, I'm going to have to put it in the good tier. I think didn't it beat Gengar as well? I can't remember that far back, but I'm pretty sure it had a battle with Gengar. I can't remember if it beat it or not. Yeah, just the fact that it was shiny, it's obviously gotta be up there. Next we have Ash's Primeape. Again, he didn't really do anything with Primeape. He was gonna use it in the battle in Celadon, and then Brock was like, nah, you probably shouldn't do that. He was like, I'll use Charmander instead. And then obviously he released it later, so yeah, didn't really do much. I know, like, I just got more of a connection to the Kanto Pokemon because I just watched that series so many times. But like I said, I've watched the whole anime anyway. But yeah, the Kanto episodes, like the Orange, the Indigo League is what I watched the most. But yeah, for me, Primeape just didn't really do much. His Lapras up next. God, his Lapras was amazing, man. Lapras, gotta be in the top tiers. Lapras, just sending him all over the Orange Island as a baby, and then obviously reunited with his mum later on. It was just great. Loved it. Ash's Dragonite up next. Again, because this is a Generation 8 Pokemon, I know I put Riolu in the best Pokepal tier, but that's because Riolu's had a lot of screen time. Dragonite hasn't really. Dragonite hasn't really done much. So because I haven't seen it loads, I'm just going to put it in the good tier because it's kind of both. So I don't know if it's going to lose lots of battles, I don't know if it's going to win lots of battles, but for right now, yeah, good. Dusk Lycanroc obviously has to go in the best Pokeball tier. Loved his Dusk Lycanroc. Really, really cool Pokemon. The evolution was obviously the first time we saw Dusk Lycanroc was in the anime and stuff, so Has to be up there. Gengar up next. Again, just like Dragonite, I don't really know where this is going to go. We haven't seen enough of it, really. Glalie up next. Yeah, Glalie was alright, to be fair. I did like Glalie. Is it going to be in the good Pokepal tier, though? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, go on then. Why not? I like Glalie. And then Gliscor I'd have to put in the good tier as well. I did like Gliscor as well. Gliscor? I think it's Gliscor. Because it glides. I think that's the whole point of it. I don't know. But yeah, I'll put those two in the good Pokepal tier. Next up, Goodra has to be in the amazing Pokeball tier. A really, really cool Pokemon. Big old pseudo-legendary that Ash decided to catch. Really, really cool. And his Heracross as well. Yo, Heracross I absolutely loved, man. Kept trying to eat Bulbasaur's bulb and... yeah, that was really cool. That was just a continuation thing that happened loads. But yeah, really, really did enjoy Heracross's screen time. Holucha up next. I'll still remember those episodes where we were trying to get Noibat to fly and stuff. Really, really cool. Definitely liked Holucha. Gotta go into that good tier. Bayleaf up next. I loved Chikorita's personality and as a Bayleaf in the anime. Obviously, I think it was just in love with Ash or something. But yeah, I really did enjoy Bayleaf. It would have been cooler for it to evolve, but... yeah. Next up we have Incineroar. This is an interesting one because I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm rating this over what Incineroar was like or Litten and Torracat. Because obviously Litten and Torracat were incredible, but Incineroar, so pointless. Literally never even battled with it. Evolved into Incineroar at the end of the battle with Kukui and then fainted. And then he never used it in a battle again. So Incineroar would be in a terrible Pokepal, but then like Litten / Torracat would be like, for me, in the best. So I don't know. So that's what I'm basing that on. So I'm gonna put it in terrible just because it's a picture of Incineroar. But if it was Torracat / Litten, all the way up in the best, because I really, really like that whole storyline where it just kept battling Kukui and then losing, and then at the end it finally beats it and evolves. And then Incineroar just isn't used at all. So yeah. Gible up next. Yeah, Gible kind of meh. It's such a wasted opportunity, to be fair. Could have had a Garchomp. In fact, probably terrible. Really, really wasted opportunity there. Kingler up next. I liked Kingler. Definitely a cool, good Pokepal. Evolving and then like just defeating like the whole 3 Pokemon in like that battle. I think it was against like a... It might have been like a Cloyster and like a Golbat or something. Just evolved and just bodied all of them. Just absolutely destroyed them. Mel Metal up next. Got to be in the best tier. Got to be in the best tier. Mel Metal absolutely brought the power for sure in the Alola League. Definitely helped him win it 1000%, so it has to be in the best tier. Mux up next. Muk was a cool Pokemon. It was a fun Pokemon to watch on screen. Obviously, always had that bad smell, and it was just kind of like a joke that kept going on. But yeah, definitely in the good tier. We have Noivern next. Yeah, just didn't really win any battles, did he? I don't even think I liked Noivern that much, to be fair. I think I'd have to go into the meta tier. Just didn't win anything, which is mad, because it's a Noivern. Pidgeot up next. Oh god, Pidgeot. This old story, eh? Yeah, I really did like Pidgeot and Pidgeotto. But because I'm ranking it off like the Pokemon that's on the picture, just like I did with Incineroar, I think if it was Pidgeotto, I'd probably put it in the good tier. Pidgeot, he literally had him for an episode and then just abandoned it. Just like, yeah, I'll come back for you. And then 20 years later, just didn't. So yeah, I'm basing out Pidgeot. I did really like the Pidgeot episode where he evolved and stuff and then defeated the Pharaoh and stuff and all that. That was really cool. So I'm going to put it in the meh tier because, like I say, didn't get enough screen time, but I just really, really liked the episode where it evolved. And then he actually used it as a Pidgeot. You know, that's why it's not in the terrible tier. Because obviously it evolved into Pidgeot and then it battled the Pharaoh and defeated it. Whereas with Incineroar, it evolved and then passed out, so he just never even used it. Quilava, I really liked this kind of like storyline where it was a Cyndaquil and then he brought it back and then it evolved. Definitely a good Pokemon. Rowlet has to go into amazing. Absolutely loved seeing Rowlet. Might even be going into the best tier, to be fair, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed Rowlet. You know what? I'm gonna put it in best tier. Rowlet was really, really cool. I did really enjoy it. It just had so much personality. Snorlax up next. Yeah, I like Snorlax. I'd say it's one of his amazing Pokemon, for sure, for sure. Torkoal, definitely in terrible. Definitely in terrible. Galarian Farfetch'd, again, just like the other two Gen 8s. Well, yeah, the other two Gen 8s gotta go into good Pokepal. The only reason I put Riolu with it is because Riolu is getting a lot of screen time, and like I say, it's gonna evolve into a Lucario. And then Sceptile up next also has to go into amazing. So that's my ranking. You know what? I don't think people are actually gonna be too annoyed at that. I think I've generally come up with a decent reason for all of them being in where they are. So I don't think anyone can be really too annoyed at that. But that is a decent list, I think. Round of applause for me. I think people will be happy with that. But that is going to be everything for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do drop a like down below. Make sure to drop a comment as well. What other things would you like to see me rank? And subscribe if you're brand new and do daily Pokemon content on this channel. That's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.